Hello, my name is Sean Hogan, and this is a video all about the curriculum web titled Strategies for Multiplication. This topic is all about multiplication strategies in fourth grade through the Common Core. It focuses on the Common Core strand and standard of 4.MBT.5, which focuses on multi-digit multiplication using various strategies. The strategies covered in this curriculum web focus primarily on the area model, the expanded method, the lattice strategy, arrays, and the traditional or standard algorithm strategy. These are all strategies that students can learn in fourth grade. And basically the goal of this, or the purpose of this curriculum web, is to compile all those different strategies into one location, because a lot of fourth grade students typically become very confused by the different strategies and need a method of practicing them so that they can master each strategy, or at least become more familiar with each one. There's definitely a lot of pluses to doing a curriculum web that is more student-led through strategies for multiplication, as there are a lot of interactive resources as well as games that are included in this curriculum web. The intended audience for this curriculum web is fourth grade students in a math class that is a school that uses the Common Core. There's also a lot of benefits for teachers of grade levels 3 through 5, primarily in math as well, because not only in fourth grade are they doing multiplication, but they are also becoming aware or introduced to multiplication in third grade, and fifth grade they are obviously practicing those skills in greater detail. Basically, the core problem of this lesson, and why it's important for learners to understand, is applying real life examples of multiplication with these strategies. So a lot of times students really do not understand why they need multiplication in real world situations. So the goal of this curriculum web is to address the core problem of not being able to apply multi-digit multiplication in real world scenarios. So in this curriculum web, students are using the various resources and materials to apply the strategies for multiplication in real world situations. There are a lot of different tools that are in this curriculum web, so I'm going to give you a brief little tour of the learning activities in the curriculum web and kind of highlight some of the major component sections as well as the important items throughout. So if you notice in the very beginning of the curriculum web, this is a introduction to kind of my background as well as my philosophy and current beliefs in education. But the students themselves, it has kind of been directed towards them in terms of the focus. So there's some animated sliding pictures that basically can be used for the students themselves, but the students actually have their own tab as well. So clicking on the student tab, you can click on, for example, the introduction is going to give them a brief tutorial of the curriculum web themselves so they can watch it and see what are the main components. It's also going to give them the tasks that they need to do, which, as I said before, highlights the basic arrays that they need to know, the area model, the expanded method, the lattice method, and the traditional or standard algorithm method, and using these in real world problems. It also breaks it down for the students so that they know what is the schedule or kind of guide for them to use the curriculum web. It breaks it down basically each day. They are given a different strategy to try to master or become better learners with, as well as there's an evaluation section where there's a rubric that in the end on day 5 they are evaluated through this rubric through a program called Board Builder, which is a program or application through Discovery Education that can be done on an iPad or tablet or even a laptop or regular computer. So students basically are given all these different resources to use, but the teachers themselves are the ones who kind of set it up for them, but it is a student-led activity. So there's even a teachers tab that includes all the different lesson plans and what the students should be working on while they're on the curriculum web. Basically, the introduction is very similar to the students, as well as it gives them some guidance on the process and what the anticipated outcomes of using the curriculum web. It also gives the standards as well. If you click on the lesson plans tab here, it will bring up all the different lesson plans and what each day should kind of look like. And then the 5th day is really the culminating activity where students are using what they have learned from the curriculum web of the area model, the expanded method, the lattice strategy, and the traditional or standard algorithm strategy, and creating a digital poster board of real world scenarios. So they can either create videos themselves or find videos or images that they can create real life or real world word problems that you need a multiplication strategy to solve. And they can either specify which strategy they want you to solve it with, or they solve it themselves using multiple strategies, but their work is then recorded and is available to share with their classmates. So that is the overall kind of brief overview of the entire curriculum web. As I said before, they are being evaluated with this rubric. It tells about the requirements of the board and what they need to include on it, the effort, the display, so how it looks, the collaboration, because students will be working in groups, and if it was turned in on time. There's also a professional development tab. So the professional development tab is a little bit different than the students and the teachers because it's basically familiarizing teachers with curriculum webs so that they can become more comfortable with curriculum webs and how to use them in their own classrooms. So looking at this tab is a great resource to actually do a professional development of your own, and it kind of breaks it down into what teachers need to be doing during a professional development. So it even has a lesson plan, and it breaks it down into time periods and a time frame that teachers would be working to create their own through exploration and collaboration. But the professional development plan is hopefully used more so for like an early release or a teacher workday so that teachers can spend quality time learning about curriculum webs. And then there's also a conclusion and reminding teachers of the goal of a curriculum web. If they have any questions, they can always contact me with the Contact Me tab on the far right. One of the things that a curriculum web is great for is that students are leading this activity, so the teachers kind of set them up, but they use the digital resources on this website, known as the curriculum web, to learn and create their own understanding of the different strategies of multiplication. So in the end, they are then assessed with that board builder tool that I was telling you before of a digital poster board that they would have to create as a group. This assessment aligns with the learning activities because each learning activity kind of focuses on a strategy for multiplication, and the board builder itself has to include some of the strategies that they have learned, and it shows true understanding, especially if you're considering the Bloom's taxonomy questioning. Definitely some of the higher level thinking as students are creating a digital poster board and creating their own word problems and life scenarios that they can then analyze to determine a strategy of multiplication that would work well. Students obviously are practicing all sorts of different strategies for multiplication, so they develop a better understanding of multiplication in the process, and hopefully by the end of the curriculum web that they are have become better in multiplication so that later skills are better as well, including things like division. But the curriculum web as a whole is a great resource not only for teachers but also for students, as it gives students an opportunity to utilize technology. And this curriculum web can be accessed from an iPad, a tablet, a computer, or a laptop.